What's up, everybody? It's Sergio here with 8Z Real Estate, and today I get the opportunity to sit down with one of my favorite home inspectors, and his name is Nick. He's with Western Home Inspections. Nick, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me on, Sergio.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick and I have been chatting a lot about, since we've been shelter in place, what are some things that we can do around the home, right? Because we're going to have some extra time, and there's definitely a list of some exterior, or sorry, should I say spring maintenance that we can do. Exterior maintenance is going to be one of them. But there's also things that we can do right now to not only make sure that we're living safely, making sure that we are living in a healthy way, but make sure that our home is being upkept because that's our biggest asset. And so, Nick, what are some of the things that you kind of have in mind since spring's coming up and we have all this extra time that we can do in our homes to make sure that we're following proper maintenance when it's necessary?
Yeah, absolutely. We touched base on exterior inspections and really going through and just doing, what we would do on a home inspection. I like to tell people start from the front door and go around the whole house. Look at the siding, look at the flashing, look at your trim. If you can, look at the roof line. I'm not recommending anybody get on the roof,
Yeah.
but just kind of give yourself a list. Does paint need to be updated? Do I need to look at some of the caulking around the windows and doors? Is the flashing around those areas bent?
Yeah.
Are we shedding water off of the foundation? Off of the siding and away from the foundation like we should be. So really that's kind of one of the big ones for exterior inspections.
And so do you recommend, you say walk from the front door to the back door. Is there a checklist that people can use that, we can provide them so that they know that they're at least looking at the main items?
Sure, we can absolutely supply a checklist of things that you really should be looking at. Western Home Inspections has one that we like to give out to clients, and we like to just basically, I think there's a link up in our website. If there's not, we'll put one up, and that really details out what you should be looking at for your exterior inspection of the house for spring maintenance. We don't want any water. Water is a destroyer of homes,
Yeah.
and we want to just kind of shed that away. So those are kind of the main items that we look for.
Awesome. And, it's great because exterior maintenance, the sun's out now. We can kind of take a good look at the home. I think this is a great opportunity to do that, especially with all the extra time that we have right now.
Absolutely.
So we start on the outside. We're going to link to a checklist, so you guys will have it. They do their exterior maintenance. What would you say is maybe a second step? What should they do after that?
Once you've looked at make a list. Make a list of everything on the exterior of the home that you've noted. Maybe it's paint, maybe it's caulking. Colorado is really rough on caulking and paint just because we have a day like yesterday, which was about 60 to 70 degrees and it was really nice outside and sunny. And then today where it's gloomy and it's about to snow. So we really want to, that temperature change is going to crack and deteriorate caulking and everything like that. So making a list of that, and then also making a list of items that you should be doing annually. Smoke detectors,
Okay.
changing out HVAC unit and air purifier filters in the home, which is a big one in this time because we're sitting at home and we're watching a lot of TV and we're spending a lot of time in the house. So, we want the air that we're breathing to be really fresh right now.
I guess I didn't think about that. We're spending more time in our homes, which means there's probably more dust, more, if you have pets, more pet hair because they're inside now instead of being outside. How often should people change their air filters, especially since it's probably going to be used a lot more with us being in the home?
We recommend that air filters be changed every 3 months. And sometimes that's hard to do because you may have a furnace that's in a crawl space or in an attic. And, maybe you haven't done this before, but, there's a lot of videos out there that can show you how to change it. And also knowing what size filter you have, that's something that's important as well.
Awesome. And we'll link to in the show notes so you guys can have at least a couple do-it-yourselves. And then we'll also give you a couple people that you can reach out to, social distancing approved, to make sure that if you need to replace it because you don't feel comfortable doing it, you have somebody that I've worked with and that I trust to help you guys through this process. Nick, one of the other things, and we're guilty of this, is you said fire detectors and CO2 detectors. So Lizzie and I were sleeping the other night, and they wouldn't stop beeping, so we just took them off. And I'm gonna guess that that's probably not the best idea. So how often should we be looking at these, and what is the proper way? I mean, is it just batteries, or is if they're hardwired, is there something different? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
So absolutely. So when a smoke detector is hardwired, basically what happens is, you're pretty set. And as long as the power doesn't go off, then that smoke detector is going to go off. However, if there's an issue. However, the battery that's in there is a backup. So if the power does go off, you're not losing that safety feature within the home.
Mm-hmm.
Now the batteries, whether it's battery operated or it's hardwired, you should change those every year. And what I do personally is I change those on my birthday, because I'm not going to forget my birthday. And that's my gift to myself, is a whole bunch of 9-volt batteries from Costco or somewhere else.
All right, we're gonna have. I appreciate you doing that on your birthday. We're gonna have to do something else for your birthday. You deserve a little bit more than just the vents. All right, so keep that in mind, or the CO2 detector, should I say?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Then
that's a great rule of thumb, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Just so that it's a day that you're going to remember, and changing those out every year. Don't wait until they beep, because then you get that annoying beep. And then, like you did, you wake up in the middle of the night and just take it off, and then you go back to sleep. So
Yeah.
kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, not living the safest life. I could be.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've covered exterior maintenance. I think that's huge. The other one, the CO2 detectors, air filters. What's one other thing that we can give people who are at home and have this extra time that they can do to maybe either make their home safer or cleaner, or anything that comes to mind?
One thing that we're guilty of not doing is cleaning that dryer vent. So the closed dryer vent just gets clogged with tons of lint that's in there, and the lint, it just builds up and builds up, and it's actually the leading cause of house fires in the United States. It's somewhere around 3,000 homes burned down because of lint fires. And this is from, the U.S. Fire Administration. And it's basically, it just builds up for so long. The heat from the dryer, it can just get in there and just make a spark, and then you have a fire. So there's some really cool ways to clean those out. Every 2 to 3 years, we say get it cleaned out professionally. Mm-hmm. But you can also clean it out with, say, a leaf blower, which is actually a fun way to do it.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate. I haven't cleaned out my vent in 2 years, and my fire alarms are off. I'm pretty much just one big accident away from having to buy a new home. Good thing I know a realtor.
Yeah, that's good.
No, this is great. I really appreciate you sharing this, Nick. Is there anything else, that we should be doing in the springtime? Do you feel like this is a pretty comprehensive list of things that people can do right now that are easy, that are kind of low hanging fruit?
Yeah, these are probably some of the easiest things. And there's a lot of things within the home that you can do. Fire extinguishers.
Okay.
Do you know where they are? Let your family know where they are. Make sure that they're charged. Have one on each floor. Definitely have one in the kitchen, because that's probably where a fire is going to start the most. I'm definitely, guilty of that, because we just threw some potatoes in the oven or something, and you put a little bit too much oil in there, and you got a problem. So, fire extinguishers, that's a big one. But really make a list. Go through the home, look at everything, look at paint, look at anything that you really want to make a list for fixing in that springtime during your spring maintenance, and then come back to it, or really tackle it during this time, because it's a great time to tackle these projects.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I really appreciate you putting, giving us that list and giving us some ideas. Nick and I will put together a do-it-yourself list, some links for some of these things that you can do on your own with this extra time that you have. We'll also link to a handyman, like I mentioned earlier, that if you just don't feel comfortable in doing this, or if maybe you need to get it professionally cleaned, or you need some professional work done, you can reach out to Greg. He'll come out. He's fantastic. But just realize we are here to provide resources. And if you have any questions, Nick, where can they get a hold of you if they do have questions?
You can get a hold of us at our website, which is westerninspect.com, or awesome. You can call us directly at 720. I forgot my phone number.
That's all right. I forgot mine. Is it on your website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Phone number's on the website. We'll also put it in the comments below, so don't worry about that. Nick's too worried thinking about the CO2 detectors on his birthday and not his phone number. No, that's awesome. And if you guys have any questions, I'm obviously here as a resource too. So, Nick, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. I really appreciate it. I know the people out there are going to appreciate it as well. And so, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All righty. Guys, enjoy your quarantine. Do your best to make the best out of it. As I say, make today your best day yet. And Nick and I will see you guys in the summer. Have a good one.